What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to All Things Football. I have a big smile on my face, and you might be wondering, why are you wearing a Christmas hat? Because Christmas has come early. Manchester United made a competent decision and employed probably the only manager or person on the planet who I would have taken as an interim, Ralf Rangnick, the German who's idolized by the likes of Jurgen Klopp, Thomas Tuchel. He's your favorite manager's favorite manager. This is the guy that we're bringing in. The one thing I do love about this appointment is the 6-month interim aspect of it, followed by the 2 years in the consultancy role. He's going to work his way up the club, and hopefully I'm praying on my hands and knees that what he plans to do is actually going to come to fruition. He's going to try and build the club up from bottom to top and actually implement a style or a scouting system that has a good network. And we, instead of bringing in the most expensive, obvious players, we look at the Austrians, we look at the younger, more talented players, someone like Ryan Gravenberch from Ajax, or a hidden gem, just something like that. It's not something we've seen at Manchester United for a while, and that's because we don't have footballing people making footballing decisions. But Rangnick, one of the most prolific and one of the best in class, is now a part of Manchester United. He will be our manager until the end of the season, unless something disastrous happens between now and Monday, which is probably when they're going to announce it after the Chelsea game. It wouldn't make that much sense to announce it before the Chelsea game. I wanted to start with that as a little explanation for my Santa hat, which I will be keeping on for the rest of the episode because I am in a good mood. This is Prem Talk, obviously. Ibs, thoughts? Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, Christmas came early. As you said, Ralf Rangnick, I didn't know who he was, to be honest. I did not actually know who he was. I'm pretty sure many United fans didn't know who he was, or even fans in general, because obviously Bundesliga, not everyone watches the Bundesliga. Not everyone's aware of what he's done in terms of, as you mentioned, Tuchel and Klopp, who look up to him or he's taught them. But yeah, after just doing my own research, watching videos, I know that he could be the guy. There's no obviously confirmation, or we can't say that he is going to produce what we think, but the signs are there. He's obviously very knowledgeable, and yeah, we have to wait and see. The title, as you see in the title race is back on, potentially. Yeah. We beat Chelsea. If Carrick manages to get a win somehow, we're 9 points away from Chelsea. 8 points has been done by City, so why can't we do 9?
True.
So, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, go on.
One thing I do want to say about Ralf Rangnick, you said it's not confirmed yet. I'd say it is confirmed. I think every single tier 1 journalist has confirmed it. Obviously, timing is right. Like the official confirmation from Manchester United. I wouldn't announce it now because look, you got a manager, Michael Carrick, who's going to want to get the best out of his players for the match on Sunday. The players probably know. It's not something that's probably being kept a secret within the club, but the official announcement, I would say, is going to be early next week, Monday, Tuesday. And also, I wouldn't say the title's clickbait, but I don't expect to win the title now. I think it's too far gone. If he took over the job when maybe we were 4 points off, something like that, then I'd be more hopeful. But when you really think about it, logically, we'd have to win pretty much every single Premier League game from here until the end of the season, because Chelsea aren't going to drop many points. City aren't going to drop many points. Liverpool are going to drop a couple. We'd have to make up 4 wins. Sounds easy when you say it. Between that, 27 more games, I think. Oh yeah, we can make up 4 wins easily. But look, Chelsea have only lost 1 game so far, and they are running the league right now. So it's going to be a very long and difficult season, but a lot of optimism, and the first time I've been genuinely happy with something that Manchester United have done that looks as if they're thinking about the next few years and not just the next few months.
Yeah, as you mentioned, all I'm saying is if we beat Chelsea, this is dare to dream. Dare to dream. If we beat Chelsea, dare to dream. But yeah, as you said, the future looks bright because he's going to come in as interim, and then he has the 2-year deal where he has the potential to build stuff from the ground going up, rebuild the club, because since Sir Alex has left, no manager has been given the time or has been able to build from the ground up. For example, we had Louis van Gaal, great CV, Mourinho, even better CV, but yeah, those great managers weren't even able to do it. But now we have someone who we're actually going to give a role after his interim to potentially build in this club. As you said, maybe find players like people like Keita who were at Leipzig, Mane, even I think Ranić was one that found Firmino. And now look at them.
He found a whole bunch. You look, Konate, Timo Werner, Firmino, as you just said. He was the one who made Leipzig. He took them from the 4th tier to the Champions League.
Exactly.
That's
4th tier to Champions League. That is.
Do you remember the 2011 semi-final in the Champions League? I think was against Schalke. Was that 2011? We beat Schalke. We knocked them out. That was Ralf Rangnick. Obviously, we just beat them, but he's been there. He's done that. He's not the most successful manager in history, because that's something that will get brought up against him. But he's not.
It depends on how you define success. People are saying he hasn't really won much, but surely taking Leipzig from 4th tier to Champions League,
exactly. It's all about perspective. It's about perspective. When you're looking at teams like, when you're a Manchester United fan, when you're a City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Real Madrid, all of these top tier clubs, when you define success, you're defining it by endless league titles. We have that. You define it by dominance over Europe. Madrid, Liverpool, they have that. Ralf Rangnick isn't successful in terms of winning Champions Leagues and winning an abundance of league titles. But what his job is to take clubs from, well, I wouldn't say take clubs from this and that, but good evening. He's just building clubs up. What Russian team is he at now? Spartak.
It's Lokomotiv.
Lokomotiv Moscow, that's it. He's there right now, head of, I think, youth development or something. That's who he is. He's good at that stuff, and that's why it's good that he's only here on a 6-month deal to be the manager. Because what he's going to do then, as soon as this deal's up, he's going to be looking for our next manager. And it gives us more of an opportunity to last, I guess, until we hopefully get someone like Ten Hag, maybe Pochettino or someone else. I really don't know. I'd say those two are the favorites.
Nagelsmann.
That is so impossible.
No, not Nagelsmann. The other guy, the German manager.
Are you talking about Hansi Flick? No way. If we get Hansi Flick, done. We're done. I'm telling you now, Hansi Flick, he's cold. He's like ruthless, cold killer. Yeah, it's a good response, but at the same time, what do you mean? Wait, I read Moyes. He wasn't a former player.
No, I'm saying I think Ferdinand called out David Moyes whilst they were in the same dressing room whilst he was manager.
Oh, I see. I'm not gonna lie. When you're in the football, as a football fan, I knew about Ralf Rangnick. If you're a football player, if you're involved in the business side of football clubs, the coaching, you're gonna know about Ralf Rangnick. He's a bit of a, I would say he's a bit of a legend in terms of.
I guess players won't know about him though.
Players definitely will know about him.
You think someone like Wan-Bissaka would know about him? Wan-Bissaka.
I mean, Ronaldo's gonna know about him.
Yeah, the younger players aren't.
But then that comes to them personally. They shouldn't. It doesn't matter who your manager is. He has a good CV and he is well respected within the football world. If a Wan-Bissaka comes along and pipes up because, oh yeah, you ain't won the Champions League, bruv, then he gets dropped. You don't respect the manager, you get dropped. But you got someone like Dalot who's probably going to fit his system better than you, waiting to take your place. I wouldn't pipe up. Maybe you could pipe up to Ollie because you're all mates and maybe it can be disguised as banter or whatever. But Ralf Rangnick, he ain't got no mates here. He's not coming to the club on mates rates. He's not coming to the club because, oh yeah, Ed Wood was my pal. He's coming to the club because of the disasters that we've been through over and over again. Finally, they've had a long, hard look at themselves and thought, what we're doing isn't right. We actually need to look into this properly, bring someone in who has a track record of developing clubs, developing players. He's the godfather of the Gegenpress, I believe that's how it's called.
Yeah.
Like he has his style of football is what is helping teams win the Champions League, Premier Leagues, Bundesligas often and over again nowadays. Like it's him. So he has respect. I just don't think, or I can't imagine a situation where anybody in that dressing room is going to disrespect him. Can't see it. Moyes was showing United a video clip of how to defend, and it featured Phil Jagielka. Rio put his hand up and said, "Gaffer, what has he won?" Rio then said to Moyes, "What? Wait, I didn't know about this. I had no idea about this." I can understand what has Phil Jagielka won, because when you're showing Rio Ferdinand, who was the defender, he was the centre back. So was Vidic, so was Terry. There was a few of them, but Rio Ferdinand was the best. When you're showing him videos of someone who he's better than everything at, maybe you can understand the questions, but you shouldn't. I still don't think you should ever talk to the manager about him like that, because what is he going to win at Everton?
But yeah, in terms of Rangnick, everyone's saying plays like maybe 4-2-2-2. I'm seeing 4-3-3, maybe even 3-5-2. What do you think? Obviously, we're all speculating at the moment. What do you think his system will be in terms of formation?
I would say it will go towards.
Or what would you want?
What would I want with the players that we have? And I'm just thinking about the players that would miss out. If I think he would do the 4-2-2, because it's, I don't know. The players that we have, I don't think
4-2-2 can work. The first two could be Fred, Van der Beek. Next two could be Sancho Fernandez. Next to Ronaldo and Cavani, Ronaldo, Rashford, Ronaldo, Greenwood.
I think it would have to be the 4 at the back, because whenever I think about the 3 at the back formations, the only problem I have is the right wing back situation. Sancho, because I don't think Dalot, personally, I don't think he's good enough. I think he's good squad rotation player. Wan-Bissaka gets suspended or injured, he'll come in and do a good job. But to be the starting right back or right wing back or right midfielder, depending on 5 at the back, 3 at the back, I don't think he's good enough. But then you come to a place where if you play 5 at the back or 3 at the back, you need that person on the right to be able to get forward and back and do an equal job going each way. We don't have that. Reece James, perfect example of the perfect wing back. Trent, perfect example if he was to play in that same position. Cancelo, you got Ricardo Pereira, Max Aarons, but then you've got Wan-Bissaka, who's so lopsided defensively, which isn't a bad thing compared to his attacking ability. But then obviously you have Sancho. Oh yeah, you'd want him in attacking positions on the right, but obviously you don't want him going back. So I don't think the 3 at the back would be his go-to formation with the squad that he has right now. I think it would be leaning more to a 4-2-2, because that's what worked at Leipzig. That's what got them up. That's what took them to the Champions League. I said in the last episode, Ibs ain't going to any more Manchester United games.
I haven't been able to source it yet. I need a source. I need a plug at Chelsea, because Chelsea tickets, that's an extreme. I need someone to source me.
If you can source it, get one for me as well, because it's in London.
How's your hamstring?
I'm walking.
You fully fit now, ready to
I'm walking.
Back in action.
I jogged up the stairs today, which doesn't seem like a lot, but to me that was an achievement.
We might win now. If I stay at home and watch it on TV, we might win. Daniel Alves and Reece James. Yeah, Reece James is a player. He is such a good player. He can even play centre mid. He's so versatile.
I think that's a good transition to the Chelsea versus Man United game, the game of the weekend, in my opinion. They're on fire. Was it 4-0 against Juventus?
Yeah, 4-0. Juventus, what did they do? They did nothing. They literally... There's levels. There's levels between Serie A and Premier League, and there's obviously levels between Chelsea and everyone else. Chelsea, free academy products on the score sheet. Free academy products started the game, I think. All 3 of them. James
Hudson-Odoi,
Hudson-Odoi and
Chalobah.
Yeah, they all started as well. And yep, their system works. They can make changes. Chalobah came in, and it's like there's no difference in their system. They still all know what to do. They all buy into the system. They all work together and score goals.
It's because they're well drilled and they have a good manager who they respect and has a clear philosophy. When you have a clear philosophy and you play the same system with the rotation good enough to keep players happy, the morale high, even if you don't have a good day at the office, you're still going to win because you can get through that. And I mean, I'd say the biggest beneficiary of this Tuchel reign is probably Reece James. He's come on like leaps and bounds. Couple of seasons ago, 18 months ago, it was Trent is so clear. Reece James, who's this? All the jokes about him. But now it's more of a like, is Reece James actually better than Trent Alexander-Arnold? Because he specializes in the right wing back position. I think that's his position now. Yeah, he might not be able to whip a ball in like Trent, that pinpoint accurate cross, but he still gets assists because he's still got a great delivery and he's getting on the score sheet a lot. He's one of Chelsea's top scorers this season with like 5 or maybe
he is
stuff like that.
Yeah, and he's still
he might
young.
Even be Chelsea's
he's still so young.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's younger than you. Yeah,
he's younger than me. I would think about this. Like, it's not nice. It's not nice feeling.
He's 21 years old, turning 22 this year.
If I didn't do my hamstring, man, I'd be ripping this shirt.
He's so strong as well. He's so strong, very good technically on the ball, can pass the ball, can strike a ball better than any striker. Did you see his finish? Literally arrowed into the bottom corner. I think if he's 21 now, I think his ceiling is higher than Trent's, I believe.
I don't know.
I believe it is because the things he's not only good going forward, he can defend at the same time because he's got the physique. And if he can easily be getting, if he was in a Liverpool team, he could easily be getting assists because he has the passing ability, he has the crossing ability, he has the athleticism to get forward as well. Trent, because I don't feel like Trent is an actual right back. That's the thing.
He came through the Liverpool academy as a central midfielder, which maybe explains his lack of defensive ability. But he can still defend. Like the jokes about Trent not being able to defend, I think have passed. You're not the best right back in the world without being able to defend. You know what I mean? I think he is the best right back in the world. I can't see anyone better than him. But about their ceilings,
you think he's the best right now? Not right now.
Well, James isn't a right back, is he? Right. Even Tuchel said he's a right mid. He's more of a midfielder than a defender. Trent is a right back. He plays right back. And yeah, even right now, he's still posting disgraceful numbers. Like I mean, disgraceful in a positive way. But that's the thing about those two. Trent is the best attacking fullback in the world. He's one of the. I put him in the top 3 in terms of passing, long range passing, crossing ability, set piece abilities. Top 3 easily for me. He's not bad defensively. If he was able to just improve his defensive ability just a little bit, he'd be so clear. But Reece James is really tugging him right now, and I think they're neck and neck. But
the thing is, when I think of Trent defensively, he just gets turned and ripped by players. Think of Sterling, Rashford. These players just get past him so easily. But Trent will pocket Sterling. He bullies. When they played in Champions League, he bullied Sterling in that final. He pocketed him. He just bullied him. And Trent, I don't think that could ever happen. I think players, when they decide, I'll come against Trent today. Okay, the winger will have to do their defensive work to come back and track Trent when he pushes up. But going the other way, I think it's just this.
Think about it like this. Ronaldo under Sir Alex Ferguson was the best winger in the world at the time. Trent now is the best right back in the world at the time. Ronaldo didn't do anything defensively, but because of his attacking output, it was allowed, and you could get over it because of what he was doing for you. I can see exactly the same situation with Trent in terms of attacking and defending. Obviously, Trent is better than Ronaldo in that aspect because he can defend and he does defend. Let's not pretend like he doesn't. I'm not saying you're saying that, but people will act like he's a brick when it comes to defending. He's not. He can defend because he's a right back, but because of what Ronaldo was doing, fullbacks didn't really want to push up and get forward on Ronaldo because they'd be too concerned about, oh, I have to defend against this guy. I can't even give him that extra 5 yards because I've tried to attack going forward. So I'm gonna have to stay back. They'd still get ripped, but it will be on their mind. And that's what I feel like is with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Wingers, you have to double because they got Salah as well, remember?
Yeah.
The opposition fullback isn't going to leave Salah alone, and the opposition winger cannot leave Trent alone because give him half a yard of space and he's going to put a ball right in that danger area, and he doesn't even have to look up. And that's what I feel the compromise is. Yeah, he might get spun a couple of times, but you have Van Dijk there, you have Matip there, who's one of the better centre backs in the league, and you have Alisson. So I feel like you can allow that. Maybe in a different team, it wouldn't work out because you don't have the extra covering. You don't have the strikers that can put the balls in that he puts in. But he's at Liverpool. And I feel like it obviously is the perfect mix because they're winning stuff and he's getting FIFA Pro Team of the Year. He's getting Ballon d'Or shortlisted or whatever. He's doing good stuff in it. So,
but yeah, Wan-Bissaka is a guy who is out of this conversation. Obviously, James, Trent, Walker, Trippier, Cancelo. They're all very good right backs, and yeah, Wan-Bissaka is not making it into that England squad anytime soon.
No,
there's no way. And actually, yeah, right back of Man City, Pep is even playing him at left back. Yeah, Cancelo, he's redefined the position because of the way it's about systems. Pep, his right back, his left back, they slot into midfield. They go and play centre mid. If the ball's on the left hand side, Kyle Walker come in and go in centre mid on the right. If the ball's on the right, Cancelo goes and plays centre mid. And he may get an assist as well. Just his assist the other weekend to Sterling. It's just crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. You can't imagine Wan-Bissaka doing that.
That's the thing, man. Look, again, Wan-Bissaka, you're not a Manchester United by accident. You're not a Premier League footballer by accident. You're not at this level by accident. He's obviously very talented. I'm going to stick with my same argument. He's just not aesthetically pleasing. His ball retention is very good. His one-on-one dribbling is very good. His one-on-one defending is very good. It's just that it looks different. He doesn't dribble like Cancelo or Reece James. He doesn't strike a ball like Trent. That's not his game.
It's because he doesn't pass the ball over long distances.
Yeah, but that's not his game. That's not.
Yeah, but he's going to need to do that. He's going to need to do that in the system of Rangnick because he plays. You know how Liverpool play? They get the ball one side, switch it to the other side fast. You need players capable of doing that in the system. I feel like that's going to be very effective in the system. The switches of play. Luke Shaw, I don't know if he's capable of doing it either. Maybe Tellers.
Luke Shaw's definitely.
Okay, Tellers, yeah, definitely. And
yeah, you
Luke
can switch
Shaw,
it, but
Luke Shaw, yeah, okay. Luke Shaw, yeah, but Wan-Bissaka, I'm not too sure.
I mean, he's a footballer. He can switch to play. Like he just
has to practice. I guess he just has to practice it more. We haven't seen. Obviously, there was no system in play for him to. What can I? What
can you switch it?
Of course I can.
Yeah, okay, exactly. So Wan-Bissaka can switch it.
Yeah.
They've just got one of those balls where you have to try and head it to control it on the touchline. That's an Ibs pass.
Yeah, just effortless. It's about systems. We didn't have a system before with Ollie, so we just have to. Everyone starts from zero, and then we see from there where we end up. And
obviously, we don't have Rangnick for this game, but
yeah, obviously for this game, it'll probably be Fred and
I don't even want to watch.
Fred and who?
Fred and Donny.
Yeah, Donny.
Do you actually know? We're remembering that Carrick's still there. It's going to be McFred in the midfield.
No.
It has to be McFred in the midfield. You can't
drop Donny now.
But he gets dropped all the time.
McFred Donny can start. Donny can start, and then McTominay comes on. I think.
Look, Donny's not going to start because even in the Champions League, it was against Villarreal. Donny started in the number 10. Why?
Yeah, that was the wrong position, but he
Yeah,
made a
but that's the
statement.
position he
He was
clearly
making a
thinks he's
statement. He was
playing.
making a statement for Bruno that Bruno had to be dropped. I think that was a statement.
The two players that got dropped came on and changed the
Yeah,
game.
yeah,
Like,
it's true.
It was a
very
dumb
true.
statement to make, and it didn't work. Fred is look. We've said it here. When he plays in the Champions League, he's good.
Very
because
different player.
It's not Premier League football. He can't handle Premier League football.
It's too fast.
Too intense. It's too fast. It's too intense. He's an intense player, but when he gets the ball, he needs that half a second more. He can't. I don't think Fred is the type of player that's going to be able to play in a Pep system. He can't do one-touch football. He can't do quick one-touch and there. In the Champions League, you get that extra bit of time because it's knockout, it's a tournament. So players and teams are going to set up differently. Unless you come up against the Man City in the Champions League, but even then sometimes they set up differently. The top of the top, they're going to set up differently. You're going to get more time because teams are a little bit more cautious because they can see one goal or the away goal. It's all different to league football. Fred in the Premier League is not good. Another is McTominay. McTominay should be dropped. Look, I still think
he should be dropped. I don't know why he still plays.
Guys,
I've had enough.
I still think it's because of the record that we have. Because if Rashford doesn't play and Greenwood doesn't start, McTominay is the only person that can start. I genuinely think that is one of the reasons he starts so many games. I'm being so serious. And I wouldn't.
Rashford will start, so that means no McTominay.
Yeah, just look at the maybe Ranieri's in. I don't think it will change, but if I could probably go and take a look back at the past 50 team sheets starting lineups in the Premier League and different competitions when Rashford was injured specifically. If Greenwood doesn't play, Scott McTominay is coming in whether he's injured or not because he's the only other player that came through the youth academy that can keep that record going. That's genuinely why I think Scott McTominay plays as much as he does because there's nothing that they can see that they think, oh yeah, mate, he definitely deserves a start. Because even when he drops the stinker and gets subbed off at half time, starts the next game. I think that's one of the reasons why. Oh no, Christmas came early because we got Ranieri. I just happened to stumble across this today. I wasn't looking for it or anything. So
don't worry, I'm wearing black. It's Black Friday today, so I think Scott starts because he's Fergie's love child.
Yeah, Darren Fletcher definitely has some sort of say. Don't know what his role is,
but nevertheless, I'm going with a 2-1 win for United. Ronaldo to score, and Bruno to score, and obviously maybe Chelsea. I don't know who will score for Chelsea, but we'll win 2-1 away from home. Get the 3 points, and we're back to Manchester for Arsenal next week. And
I think,
yeah.
Okay, let's not talk about the Arsenal game yet. Next year.
But yeah, what's your prediction?
I think we're going to get hiding. I think it's going to be maybe 2 or 3, but we're going to get dominated. Definitely,
we'll lose 3-0.
Probably, yeah. Look at the way Chelsea play, man. We still got Carrick. You have to remember, Ranieri's not here yet.
Alex is saying it himself. He's nervous. New manager bounce.
We haven't got the new manager yet.
Sancho's going to turn up. Ronaldo's going to turn up. Bruno's going to turn up. Rashford's going to be on fire.
We're going 5 at the back. We have to remember, we still got Carrick, McKenna, Phelan, and Fletcher coaching the team.
We're not going 5 at the back. We can't do that because even if we go 5 at the back, we can't really counter-attack against Chelsea because they have 3 at the back.
All you're doing is saying why I think we're going to not win because that's the way we play.
It'll be a stalemate, and then Ronaldo out of nowhere scores.
Ronaldo. His 498 free
kick. And then Chelsea will have to come out and try and score, and then we'll break on the counter and score, and then they'll get a goal late on, make it 2-1.
You know what? We can always come back to this when the match is
Yeah.
over.
But yeah, tomorrow Arsenal are playing Newcastle. That's the midday game.
It's gonna be a Eddie Howe's first game, like physically there, because I believe he had COVID last game. I feel bad for Arsenal.
Hey, let me just
You got
quickly go to this. Yeah, they will try to keep the ball, and that's the only way to counter them. That's the only way, and they will have their fullbacks, their wing backs pushed up. So we could be brave and leave three up top to occupy the space. We could be brave and then just boom into the channels, into the
high
channels.
line that we'd have to play to do that.
No,
because
like
we leave 3 up top. They're
okay,
gonna press.
if it is McFred, everyone behind the ball, but then their wing backs push up and we leave our wingers Sancho, Rashford, and Ronaldo up to push up. So then we're playing 3v3 basically. So as soon as we get the ball forward, you know what I'm saying?
Good in theory.
But realistically, that's not gonna happen. We're not taking risks like that. He doesn't need to take the risk. He'll just park the bus, Carrick, potentially. See out a draw. See out a 0-0 draw. But you're on to Arsenal, you're saying?
I feel bad for them. They got Newcastle new manager bounce, and they got Manchester United new manager bounce. It's looking like 2 losses in a row for me. Well, for Arsenal. I don't know. Like I feel like who did they play and they lost? Was it Liverpool?
Yeah, they lost 4-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah, they got battered. That was a previous game, wasn't it?
Yeah, last game, but they're not going to lose to Newcastle. No way. At home, no. Not at home. I mean, Liverpool was a one-off game. Then there's no way they're going to beat Liverpool. But 4-0, we lost 5-0 to Liverpool and we're bad. Also meant to be in form, and they lost 4-0. So I do get what you're saying. I do get that maybe the manager bounced at Newcastle. But they shouldn't lose to Newcastle at home.
Look, it's the Premier League. Anything's possible.
Who do Newcastle have? Do you think is going to cause them problems? Yeah, they have Saint-Maximin. But
Joe Linton scored. I got Joe Willock. Is going to come back and give his old team some.
But Newcastle are bottom of the league. They drew their last. They haven't won a game in the past 5 games.
No, they haven't won this season.
Oh, they haven't won this season. They haven't won this season.
That's so
what
tragic.
What makes you think they're going to be Arsenal?
The Arsenal are they're still a banter club. I don't care. We're not a banter club yet because we're serious now. We've got Ranić, but Arsenal, I don't know. I could just see it happening. You know when you just have your gut feeling, and your gut feeling is always right. Well, mine is always right. I just have a feeling that Newcastle are going to get their first win of the season at the Emirates tomorrow at 12:30. I could just feel it. I'm going to put a bet on it, actually. You lot are going to be laughing when I win. But I think I can just see a magic show from Anton Saint-Maximin against Ben White and Tomiyasu. You've got Joe Willock in the midfield with John Joe Shelby. He's going to spray the passes. Is Dubravka back in goal for Newcastle? Because he's quite good.
I have no clue. I know you have Darlow, but I don't know who's going to be playing. Darlow probably is going to be playing because he's played the whole season.
That is very true. Sorry, I need to have some water. My throat is very, very dry.
And I think Wilson's out. Callum Wilson. Is he still injured? Almiron. Like, they have good players, but not. I don't think they're going to beat Arsenal. Arsenal, I think that their squad is too strong. Off air, we're talking about Smith Rowe, whether he's good or it's just all hype. I said that personally, I haven't really watched Arsenal to have my view on Smith Rowe. I know he's a good player. I don't really know what position he plays because I haven't seen him enough. But I know he's a good player. He obviously was called up to the England squad for a reason. He's been doing well this season, but I don't know if it's all hype. I don't really know. Well, I don't know what your point of view is on Smith Rowe.
Look, I think he's a good player, but I still think he's overhyped. I like watching him play, but there's just something about a player. I feel like he's going to drift into that James Maddison type of guy. He's. I feel like he plays like the way James Maddison was playing a little bit. He can play attacking midfield. He can play off the left more so than the right. But he's not going to be someone like a Phil Foden. He's not going to be. He's not going to overtake Phil Foden. I would say maybe a close comparison might Jack Grealish mixed with Maddison. I think he's a bit of a hype because he's young, English, and he plays for Arsenal, and Arsenal seem to be on this what's it called? Transition thing. I think if he had a Spanish flag or a Moroccan flag, he'd just be another player. Honest opinion. I'm not just saying that because he's an Arsenal player, but I just feel like he's a little bit overhyped.
Yeah, I do get what you mean. But at the same time, himself and Saka have been carrying Arsenal. So there's a valid reason why his name is obviously in the headlines all the time, because he has been scoring. He's been scoring crucial goals as well, getting assists. So yeah, Saka, Smith Rowe, Aubameyang. We can't forget about Aubameyang because they lost 4-0 to Liverpool. That's one game, but he looked like he was being getting back into form with Lacazette in behind him, building that partnership again. So Arsenal, I'm going to go say like 3-0 win to Arsenal.
2-1 to Newcastle for me. I'm putting a bet, not on the score, but just on the fact that I think they'll win. I can just feel it, my gut feeling.
Well, you think Sir Maximin and who's going to score?
Sir Maximin and Joe Linton.
Is Joe Linton the record signing?
Yeah.
That guy.
I think he might be. He's been dead, but I'm pretty sure he scored in the last game.
Yeah, but their signings have been a bit weird at Newcastle.
Arsenal Newcastle. The Newcastle win is 11-2. I'm putting £5 on that. No, rake the money in.
But I think Liverpool are playing tomorrow as well.
Liverpool versus Southampton at 3:00.
Oh, it's that team, Southampton. Every time I think of Southampton, it's Ralph Hasenhüttl, the guy who's lost 9-0 in 2 seasons.
I don't know why you get aggy at that. It's not
because how can you be in a job losing 9-0 twice? If I lost like 9-0 the first time, I'll be like, okay, that's a problem. But then the next season you're losing 9-0 again, and tomorrow it could potentially be 9-0.
Imagine. That would be astonishing. I don't think it would be 9-0 because Southampton are playing decent. This is another Ranić protege, by the way.
Yeah.
Ralph Hasenhüttl. I believe he's Austrian. I don't think they're going to lose to Liverpool. It is at Anfield as well.
Yep.
But it's not going to be 9-0, maybe 2 or 3. It'll be a bit of a battering, but not a high scoreline. Because Southampton are good. I do like Adams up front. Like I like him a lot.
Adams.
Yeah. Like he does everything. He's just not the best finisher. Like he can't score the simple goals, but he'll slam it in from 30 yards out. Like those strikers are the best.
The hard is easy and the easy is hard for him.
Yeah. That's how you know you're not at the top level just yet. Best strikers always score the easy chances. That's how they get the numbers. And then every now and again they'll slam it in from 40 yards out. Look at Kane. Scores all the easy chances, which is why he's got the hundreds. Neymar, perfect example. Why did I say Neymar? I did not mean to say Neymar.
I was about to say Neymar doesn't really score that many goals.
I was meant to say Aguero. I didn't mean to say. I don't know why I said Neymar at all, actually. But look at Aguero. Scores all the easy chances, the tap-ins, but he can score the outside of the box. I'm thinking specifically on one against Chelsea a couple of years ago, like banged it in. But then you have someone like Shea Adams. It's always the 7 yards out. It might put it wide or put it over the bar, but half volley from 25 yards out, they'll find the back of the net. Once you get to score those tap-ins and the little slotted finishes into the bottom corner, that's when you make it to the top level. And Shea Adams gets a couple of those goals, and I think he moves up a level because I do like him a lot. He is a great player, underrated. And I do like him for Southampton. I like the way they play. And I say that not knowing exactly their style of play, but I just like watching them. If does that make sense? They pass the eye test for me. And one person I do like, and I do think he's
Livramento.
better. I was going to say the other fullback, Kyle Walker-Peters.
Okay.
I like him. When he was at Tottenham, I thought, oh, this guy's a bit itchy. Like, he doesn't look like he's comfortable. He's really small, slight, but he's moved to Southampton, and he was the right back, but he can play left back as well. Livramento made that right back his own, but Kyle Walker-Peters is doing equally as good a job on the left-hand side. He's going to be up against Salah this weekend. Probably the best player in the world on form right now. It's going to be a tough job, but I think he'll be able to. I think he'll be able to hold his own against Salah, if I'm totally honest. And Livramento will be good against Sadio Mane. He'll push him back as well because he's good going forward. Do you know if Robertson is still out?
I think Robertson could be out. I'm not too sure.
Because Tsimikas, the other left back, 8 games, 8 wins, 8 clean sheets. Don't know if that's because of him or the teams that he plays against, but it will be difficult for Southampton to get even a goal.
Yeah, Liverpool, doesn't matter who they play. Again, it's a system that they all know the system. And yeah, Liverpool, they'll win convincingly, but I think Southampton will make it a bit hard. It will take a while for Liverpool maybe to get the first goal, but then once they get the first goal, they'll just keep scoring from there.
Yep.
And the next game, let's quickly guessing it. I think it's Man City. Yeah, Man City. The next big game, City, West Ham. That should be a good game. 2 great teams at the moment. West
One
Ham,
great team and a good team.
Okay, if you want to say that. One team potentially getting top 4, one team potentially winning the league. So, yeah, West Ham, they won, I think, yesterday in the Europa League, finishing top of their group.
Yeah.
And, yeah, now they're away to Man City on Sunday. And I think City just going to destroy them. Yeah, West Ham are playing well, good football this season. Actually, no. Before I say that, City lost to Crystal Palace at home. Was that at home? Yeah, they lost to Palace at home. I think West Ham can go to the Etihad, have the game plan that they have, and go and get a result. I think West Ham could potentially win like 1-0, for example, or 2-1. I think they could go and do that at Etihad.
So do I. I just don't think it will happen. They lost their last game in the league. Can't remember who it was against, if I'm honest with me. It was
West Ham.
Yeah, they lost 1-0 to Wolves at the Molineux last weekend. So that would have knocked their confidence a tiny bit.
That's those kind of games you kind of expect maybe they could lose because maybe they're not as focused, for example. But when you play against a team like City, you have to be 100% focused. And maybe in those kind of games, like when teams come and play us, they obviously they're not scared to play us, but that's a bit different. I can't really say us anymore. I can't actually talk about Man U, but when they're playing City, they know they have to be focused and they have to go with their plan and stick to it. Otherwise, they know City will score 5 if you don't. So I think, yeah, they could. We saw it at Palace. Palace stuck to their plan, caused City problems, and scored goals. West Ham definitely have the ability to do that with the likes of Antonio, Declan Rice in the middle. Their defense, they've been good defensively, so they can do it.
Bonner's out for the season. They've got Kurt Zuma and I think they're playing Diop. Diop injured? I feel like I haven't seen him for a while. Let me just set the lineup for
Diop doesn't play. Diop doesn't play.
He's injured. He must be injured.
Yeah, he must be injured, but he doesn't play. So it's probably
Dawson. No, he's on the bench.
Yeah, he plays. He goes on the bench. He doesn't play. He has 0 appearances
in a league.
Yeah.
No.
Well, this is what it's saying on the Premier League. It's saying 0.
Oh.
Even Reed.
Winston Reed.
Yeah.
Mate, I didn't even think he was still at the club.
But yeah, Kurt Zuma maybe and Dawson. Or even Ben Johnson as the left back.
Right back. The left back is Cresswell. I like Ben Johnson. Oh, to be fair, I thought Diop was a starter at the back. I must have been thinking about last season. In that case, Craig Dawson against what, Foden or Grealish or any one of those strikers is going to be a long day for him. I'll tell you that for sure.
The thing is, they're not City don't have strikers. That's the thing. They don't have
Doesn't matter,
strikers.
man.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it's
matter.
true.
They play that false nine or rotating front three or front two.
Yeah, like in their last game against Everton, I think City played. They had the young guy as false nine. I don't know his name. Palmer, yeah, Carl Palmer as false nine.
Their academy is crazy.
They just put him in false nine. I was like, yeah, just go and play false nine. His shooting wasn't the best, but he just did the job. And
but you know why they can
play. They can play without a striker
because they have a system. They have a system and it works. They have one of the best systems in world football, and it works. And they implement it throughout their academy system, academy teams. So when you're ready to play in the first team, you can do it.
Yeah, their players are technically good enough to do it, and I think it goes back to the point where they have people in charge at their club, at City's club, where from the ground going up, there's a system, there's a philosophy, there's all of that. And that's what obviously Man United are trying to now implement. Because if you think about academy football, the top academies in the UK are City, Chelsea, and I don't know who else.
I would say United as well. I would say
United, but nowadays you probably want if you're growing from Manchester, you're a very good player. Your parents probably want you to go to City.
Yeah,
because
like
there's
City's academy is better than us.
There's a pathway, and this academy is much better. The facilities, everything. I think nowadays United's academy is not where it used to be. But yeah, Chelsea, City, they're the top academies. They always make the FA Youth Cup finals. That's just a sign of how good their academies are. And it's been like that for years. For years now, City and Chelsea. Yeah. If they're playing on the counter-attack, which I think West Ham will play counter-attacking, Antonio will get in behind. But West Ham don't necessarily have to play counter-attacking. They could take their game to the Etihad, just like Crystal Palace took their game to the Etihad. Crystal Palace, they played on the counter-attack, but then they still played football. They played the way Vieira wanted them to play. Yeah. So I feel like they can go there, and obviously they beat Liverpool at home. So why can't they beat City? Yeah, exactly. That's what I just said. Moyes beating Klopp. Why can't he beat Pep? There's no reason why not.
I don't know.
He couldn't beat Oli though. He couldn't beat Oli, and Pep beat Oli. So I guess
obviously Oli's the best.
Yeah,
it's funny how football works, isn't it? It's going to be a good game now. I'm more excited for Sunday than I am for Saturday.
Yeah, Sunday. Stamford Bridge. I'm telling you.
I want tickets. I want tickets for the Chelsea game. Now that I'm thinking about it.
You what?
I want tickets. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I need to get tickets. I need. If Alex was still in the stream, I don't know if he's still here, but Alex cancelled his Chelsea membership. He probably would have been able to get tickets.
Why did he cancel it?
Because of uni. He was busy with uni, but Chelsea tickets are very hard to get, especially their stadium is small, and I guess most of their seats are season ticket holders for that kind of game.
See, I've never actually been inside Stamford Bridge for a game.
No, I've been there to watch youth team. That's it, not first team.
United versus Chelsea. Let me see how difficult it is.
But yeah, going back to Chelsea, their youth team, I'm telling you, like
600
players like Hudson-Odoi, Reece James, Trevor Chalobah, Mason Mount. It's crazy how all these players literally came through the academy, and now they're in the first team and performing week in, week out. I mean, we can't really say that for the same at United. We could say Rashford, but they're not performing week in, week out.
That's because there was no development. There's no proper coaching. And that's the difference you're going to see. I think the players that are going to you're going to see a change and an improvement the most when Ranić comes in with his assistant who he's bringing with him. You're going to see Greenwood develop. You're going to see Rashford develop. You're going to see Bruno develop. You're going to see Donny develop. You're going to see, hopefully, Luke Shaw develop as well, because he stagnated a little bit. And I'm just so excited. I'm actually just so excited.
Don't you want to be seeing more youth players at the same time? Yeah, I mentioned these players, but from the academy, who else? There's actually only Greenwood, recent product. Yeah, we've seen glimpses of what's the name? The left wing, Elanga.
But I think
but it's always those kind of positions. Why? Yeah, McTominay.
It's easy.
I mean, yeah, I'm saying McTominay, but he's not really like a world-class centre mid. Like Chelsea, you have someone like Mount who's potentially
he's not really like a world-class. He's trash.
He's not okay. But I'm saying, like, compared to people like in Chelsea, you have people like James and Mount. These are like potential world-class players.
Yeah, that's because
United we have Rashford potentially, Greenwood potentially, but I'm saying in like midfield, why don't we have that? Why do we have the development of those kind of players?
Because of the coaching. But the coaches are leaving. Look, you've got someone like Ethan Laird right back. He's on loan at Swansea right now, I believe.
Swansea. I think he's still there.
I want him.
Yeah, he could potentially.
I want him.
Ethan Laird.
We've got Fernandez, the left back, like ripping it up for the reserve side or under 23s or whatever. You've got Dylan Hugoverth. You've got, he was Dylan Hugoverth, I believe his name is, from Holland. We signed him 1 or 2 years ago. You've got Hannibal Mebry. You've got Anthony Elanga.
Shola Shorter. Okay, he's a midfielder. But again, he is like a midfielder, but when he comes into the team, he's shifted to the wing. It makes sense. It makes sense because that's how you have to implement new players into the team. Foden, he was shifted out wide for a few games or season whilst he was making his way into the first team under Pep. And then Pep finally trusted him, played him in midfield. But still, Foden is still out wide, so I do understand that.
But what you have to understand about what we didn't have at the Manchester United under Solskjaer, Carrick, all these coaches here. When Louis van Gaal was here, he was bringing in these youth players, regardless of their position, because they earned it. They were Borthwick Jackson, Tyler Blackett, Jesse Lingard, those three in particular. Borthwick Jackson, when he was playing, was good.
Yeah.
Then he got injured and he never got back in. Tyler Blackett was good. He messed up once and never got back in. But when they were playing for the under 23s or wherever age group they came from, they were playing well. But because we had a coach that actually appreciated the youth and took the time out to try and develop them, they were getting game time. But under Solskjaer, because obviously he's not going to admit to us that that the coaching isn't good. He was openly saying that the coaching was world class. It obviously wasn't. You can't bring in a youth team defender because when you get to the Premier League, it doesn't matter whether you're playing Norwich against Timu Pukki or Manchester City against Sterling, Liverpool, Salah. You're playing in the Premier League. The jump between youth football and the Premier League is something you will never ever believe. So they couldn't bring in a youth team defender because they didn't have the good enough coaches to develop them and acclimatize them to the Premier League. That's why we never ever saw these young players. But when you bring in Shola Shorter, he might do a couple step overs, beat a man, get a lucky shot off, and there's a goal. Elanga scored a couple of goals. When you're an attacker, it's way different. There's way less pressure. If they miss a goal or if they make a mistake, it's cool. You have the rest of the team to, win the ball back. If Mengi came in under Solskjaer in a match in the Premier League and he made a mistake, now they're 1-on-1 with the keeper. There's a massive difference, and that's why I can't even remember what you said. Why we never was it like? Why didn't we ever see?
Yeah, like midfielders kind of.
It's because they weren't. The coaches weren't good enough.
Yeah, but
I think now you're looking at Garner, Levitt. Levitt's already playing for Wales, and he's never played in senior team for Man United.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He obviously got something there. Now that we have a manager who appreciates youth and actually can develop, and when he's done managing, he's going to bring in another manager who reflects his views. We're going to see players like that. Whether or not they make it full-time at Manchester United or just get a couple of games just to test them out is something that I won't be able to answer until we see them play. But you're going to see a lot more youth players. And Ethan Laird, as I said, Ethan Laird and Fernandez, right back and left back respectively. Those are the guys that I'm most excited to see.
Yeah, Big Ron says here, players like Conor Gallagher, again, this is a Chelsea player, another product from the academy. Every player in the youth team will not make it United. Most don't. Yeah, does not mean that they can't be Premier League footballers. Yeah, it's true. Under Oli, we had Pogba, Sancho, Donny not in the starting team. How are any youth players going to get a chance? Well, as you basically alluded to that, how Oli didn't develop players, so
yeah,
there was no chance. And Oli could not risk. Yeah, he couldn't risk. His job was always on the line. Yeah, that's why he stuck with McFred. That's why he stuck with Maguire, because during the good times, those players were performing. So how can you turn his back on them when his job's on the line?
Your job's always on the line, and it always goes back to you're not a good enough coach. Your coaches aren't good enough. That's why your job's always on the line. Everything goes back to coaching and management. And to the this one here, lads, Ola, Pogba, Sancho, whatever, not starting in the team. Youth players get a chance now, hopefully, because of rotation, utilizing the squad. If a youth player is good enough to come through, look at Angel Gomez. I would have killed to see him have a proper go in the Manchester United team. But instead, we were sticking with Pereira, Mata, and Lingard. Gomez is at Lille now playing Champions League football. What, by accident? Because you're just not good enough because you're too short. Solskjaer could never risk it because his job was always on the line. He couldn't develop him. He didn't know how to develop him. So he just never played him. And that's just the difference now between coaches with no experience, apart from Mike Phelan, and a coach manager now who's developed, who's made a name for himself around Europe, around world football by developing clubs, developing players, finding hidden gems. That's what his thing is. So you're definitely going to see some more youth players come through. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, on that note, I think it's time to end the show. Hopefully, United get the win on Sunday. Obviously, Premier League's back tomorrow, 12:30. Arsenal versus Newcastle. Thank you everyone for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, we'll catch you. I think there's no Champions League until a few weeks' time, isn't it? Because obviously,
I think Man United playing 9th of December, isn't it?
9th of December against Young Boys.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Thank you
I'll
very
see you
much.
next time. Goodbye.
Thanks, Ron.